History has seen a number of exceptional female singers worthy of wearing the title of icon proudly. Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin, Dionne Warwick, and Diana Ross are just a few examples of such. But there is one woman who's been given another title, Gladys Knight, also known as the Empress of Soul. She has been in the business of soul for decades and has come a long way since her humble church choir beginnings in the late 40s and early 50s. Born in Atlanta, Georgia in 1944, her introduction to music was a handshake with gospel, as a young Gladys took her place in the chorus. At 8, she would go on to win the Staple Radio and by then also a television show, Ted Mark's Original Amateur Hour, which showcased a variety of talent. But it wasn't until her brother Bubba's 10th birthday party that everything changed. When the record player failed, some form of entertainment was needed, and Gladys, along with Bubba and some of her cousins, took the duty upon themselves. And so the Pips were born. It didn't take long for their ascension into history to begin. In 1955, they won every single talent show they entered, and by 57, they were signed by Brunswick Records, who went on to drop them 2 years later. It was when they joined Motown Records in 1966 that they caught fire, and under this label, they released most of their hits, including The End of Our Road, If I Were Your Woman, and of course, I Heard It Through the Grapevine. However, it was in 1973, after they'd left Motown for Buddha Records, that they released their magnum opus, Midnight Train to Georgia. This was, of course, the first song on their very accomplished 11th studio album, Imagination, which also included I've Got to Use My Imagination, Where Peaceful Waters Flow, and a cover of Johnny Nash's 1972 single, I Can See Clearly Now. The album was infused with groovy melodies and just enough funk to make your fingers click along with the mid-tempo beats. Some songs were snappy and sassy, and others soulful ballads, but they all had two things in common: Gladys's incredible vocal range and some of the best harmonies the industry had to offer. Her lower register and rich tone was always complemented by the Pips to create more than just great songs. They created atmosphere and invoked emotion. Their prominence during the 60s, 70s, and 80s was highlighted by 3 Grammy Awards, 2 Billboard Hot 100 singles, several #1 R&B singles and albums, and tours with the likes of Sam Cooke, Diana Ross, and the Supremes, and preserved by having 2 songs, Midnight Train to Georgia and I Heard It Through the Grapevine, that Marvin Gaye covered the year after, inducted into the Hall of Fame. They've been immortalized with many other inductions as well, including the Georgia Music Hall of Fame in '89, followed by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1996, and the Vocal Group Hall of Fame in 2001. Unfortunately, the late 70s saw Gladys Knight and the Pips forced to record and release music separately due to legal issues, and it was during that time that Gladys released her first 2 solo albums, Miss Gladys Knight and Gladys Knight. Both entered the US R&B Top 100, but didn't crack the Top 50. The familial act finally reunited under Columbia Records in the 80s, but Gladys decided to flourish as a solo performer in 1987 after performing with Dionne Warwick, Stevie Wonder, and Elton John in 1985 as part of the AIDS benefit, as well as an HBO special with Dionne and Patti LaBelle in 1986 called Sisters in the Name of Love. Her 3rd solo album, Good Woman, hit the shelves in 1991. It shot to peak position on the US R&B charts, blending contemporary soul and pop, and spawning highly infectious tracks like Men. Songs like the title track, Good Woman, and This Is Love, proved that she never moved too far away from smooth, soulful ballads. But there were also grittier tracks like the new jack swing number that is Meet Me in the Middle. Critics claimed the album was something that embraced the new without compromising on integrity, and that it culminated in something Gladys Knight could be very proud of. It was her 4th solo album, Just For You, released in 1994, that was certified gold, cracking the US Billboard 200, shooting into the top 10 on the US R&B charts, and earning her critical praise for accomplishing an honest, well-executed, and satisfying album. On the song Guilty, Gladys's commentary on the racism and sexism. She explores these hard-hitting topics throughout a gospel-infused track. Whilst she had always tapped into her gospel roots and would continue to do so over the years, it was in 2005 that she fully embraced it, releasing an album that would rank at #2 on the US gospel charts. One Voice was recorded with the Saints Unified Voices Music Choir and again showcased her smooth, rich vocal ability. Many awards and achievements followed in her wake, including her induction into the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1995, 22 Grammy Award nominations, and 7 won, an inclusion in Rolling Stone's 100 Greatest Singers, as well as the honor of performing at Michael Jackson's funeral and singing the theme song for the James Bond film License to Kill. In 1992, she also won an Essence Award for Career Achievement with another Lifetime Achievement, following from BET in 2005. Then another from Soul Train Music Awards in 2011, and the latest in 2019, which she was given a Golden Plate Award of the American Academy of Achievement. 7 Grammy Awards, 11 number 1 R&B singles, and 6 number 1 R&B albums later, the Empress of Soul is still going strong. And as recently as March 2021, she proved that her voice still very much justifies the nickname when she delivered a soul-stirring national anthem performance at an NBA All-Star game. Infusing the anthem with the help of an organist with the gospel she remains rooted in, Gladys's smooth vocal delivery and rich tone remains something to marvel at. With comments on social media pouring in to praise the legend for a brilliant performance, it's clear that fans of old and new are just as enamored with her now as they have been over the course of her meteoric career. And as the leading female soul balladeer of the mid-70s, it's not surprising. The picture of poise and grace many of Gladys's live shows in recent years have been quite sentimental. She talks a lot about love and loss, remembering many of her friends as she almost retells the story of her life through her performances. Performances that are still as on point now as they were 10, 20 or even 30 years ago. A true asset to the music industry, Knight not only thrived throughout her career but also paved the way for many black women to flourish as well. Selfless, brilliant, and a true star, she will forever remain our Empress of Soul. You can check out the Carly of Spotify to listen to the original tracks of the artist. It's a curated playlist with the most popular songs.